Hello, thank you for taking the time to view the migration step in Binary Tree's mail migration product, CMT, for Google Apps. After you've configured your settings and run through the configuration and the preparation of a mail file, the next step is to perform the migration of the mail file. The first thing we have to do in the migration step is to set a migration profile. We configured migration profiles up in the configuration section of the product. We simply assign that profile to a selected group of users or an individual user of which we'd like to migrate. To set a migration profile, you simply place check marks next to the users and say Set CMT Migration Profile. I will just select the demo settings that we configured. Remember, these were the source and destination settings that you configured in the configuration section. You can easily tell what profile you applied to a group of users by simply looking at the profile column indicated over here. Step number 2 in migration is to perform the actual migration. It's a good idea to look at a person document of a user to look at exactly the source information or the notes information of what you'll be migrating, as well as underneath the migration information tab of where you will be migrating, the migration options. Binary Tree's product requires that the users be pre-provisioned in the Google domain prior to migration. And when we perform a migration, we actually log in as that user. Therefore, you need to make sure you configure their Gmail domain as well as their password, as we'll be logging in as them prior to when we're performing the migration. And the next release of the product, we will be logging in as the administrator, having access to all users' mail files, so you won't have to specify a specific username and password here. But for this version, you need to indicate the user and the password so we know where to put your domino information to the Google platform. After you've set the migration profile, we then migrate. You simply place a check mark next to the users that you would like to migrate and click on Migrate Users. A message box will be displayed asking us how we would like to migrate them. We can either queue them up in a queue and it will say pending migration, or we can migrate now, selecting to migrate them right away, or we can even schedule the migration for a specific date and time. After you click on the migration, a window will come up displaying moving the information from the source platform into the destination platform. Let's take a look at what a mailbox migrated looks like in the Google domain. This is a notes mail file that has been migrated to the Google domain. As you can see, all of the mail has been migrated to the inbox, as well as all of the folders that were created, all of the subfolders are also all indicated here on the left-hand side. You can see that those all map accordingly. All calendar data integrity is fully maintained as well. And lastly, all of the contacts are also maintained and migrated into the Google domain. So all of the mail, calendar, and contact information was all migrated from the Domino platform into the Google domain. That concludes the migration step in Binary Tree's CMT for Google Apps migration product. Thank you.